And welcome to the Bootham School Hall for our live evening of music and drama. We're in for a real treat tonight when we've got performances from our Lambda students and also some of our junior music scholars. It's the first time that many of our junior music scholars will have performed live, and certainly the first time they've performed live with this ensemble. We know that you at home will be cheering them on, so please give them a loud round of applause from the privacy of your own home after each act. Between them, I'll be here to give you some of the facts and a little bit about each piece. But without further ado, we are going to get straight on. And our first ensemble tonight is the Junior Brass Ensemble, made up of Robert Coed, Oliver Lowry, Thomas Stranger, Oliver Richardson and Wenzhen Chen. And they're going to be playing two pieces for you. They're going to play Portsmouth, which is a traditional piece, and the theme from the Flintstones by William Hanna. So over to our Junior Brass Ensemble.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you very much to our Junior Brass Ensemble. I think you'll agree, a fantastic way of starting tonight's concert. Next, we'll be having Jack Hay, who will be playing the piano and playing Changing Times by Heather Hammond. This is a piece for grade 5 at piano, and it's by York composer and instrumental teacher Heather Hammond. Also tonight we should be saying that there are plenty of musical opportunities that you can see on our YouTube channel. So if you search Bootham School on YouTube, don't forget you can watch our Christmas concert and our spring concert. But without further ado, I'll introduce Jack, who's playing Changing Times. Thank you so much, Jack. Jack's in Lois Schoolroom, so one of his first performances from the Bootham stage. So that's the end of our first batch of music, and now we're going to head over to some drama. Our next dramatist is Eliana Roberts, also from Lois Schoolroom, and Eliana is working towards her grade 3 speaking, verse and prose exam. She's going to speak to us a poem called The Travellers and the Purse by Marmaduke Parks. So please welcome to our stage, Eliana.
The Travellers and the Purse. by Marmaduke Park. Two friends once were walking in sociable chat, when a purse one espied on the ground. "Oh, see," said he, "thank my fortune for that. What a large sum of money I've found." "Nay, do not say I," said his friend, "for you know 'tis but friendship to share it with me." "I? Share it with you?" said the other. "How so? He who found it, the owner should be." "Be it so," said his friend, "but what sound do I hear?" "Stop, thief! One is calling to you." "He comes with a constable close in his rear," said the other. "Oh, what shall we do?" "Nay, do not say we," said his friend, "for you know you claimed the sole right to the prize. And since all the money was taken by you, who have you for dishonesty lies."
Thank you so much, Eliana. A brilliant start to tonight's drama. And we will be hearing more from Eliana in a musical capacity later on. So back to some music now. And from middle school room, we've got Eve Schillerbeer, who will be playing singing voice. It's a song originally recorded by Rihanna and won Song of the Year in 2014 at the Heart Radio Awards. So, in a moment, once she is ready, we'll hand over to Eve.
Not really sure how to feel about
Another truly outstanding performance there, and thank you very much, Eve. Must be so nerve-wracking to be able to come up onto our stage, particularly for the first time. Our next piece then is some of our seniors. This time we've got Isaac Ricardo and Hugo Sneesby, who will be doing a guitar duet, A Prelude by Weiss. This piece originally written for the lute and was written by Sylvanus Leopold Weiss from 1687-1750, and he was described as one of the greatest lutenists of all time. What you're often seeing tonight is the start of some of these students' musical and drama journeys. If you want to see the end of their journey, their Leavers concert that was broadcast live on Friday night will shortly be available on YouTube, and you can have a watch of that to see what happens when they leave us at the end of their 7 years. As I said earlier, there's also plenty of other performances available on our YouTube channel, whether that's the Christmas concert, the spring concert, but also plenty of talks, lectures, and of course the Booth and Chimes celebration evening. While you're there, why not have a look at some of the other things that are available and generally search Bootham on YouTube. So, I think we're about ready. So this is Isaac Ricardo and Hugo Sneesby, the Prelude by Weiss. Thank you so much, Isaac, and to Hugo. Our next performer is another one making his debut on the Bootham stage. In a moment, we'll have Oliver Richardson playing the trombone, playing the song A Whole New World from Aladdin. The song, which was an Oscar winner for Best Song and also won a Grammy. An interesting fact about the composer of this song, Alan Menken, is the person living who holds the most Oscars. So, this song, A Whole New World, and again, this is Oliver's first time on the Bootham stage, a really nerve-wracking experience, particularly when you're in what's more of a TV studio than an actual hall. So I know that in your homes you'll give him a nice round of applause. We'll just wait for Paul to get back to the piano. And so I can introduce to you Oliver Richardson, A Whole New World. Thank you, Oliver. A definite Oscar-winning performance in your debut on the Boodham stage. We're now moving on to some more of our dramatists, and our next piece is by Alfie Hodgson-Clarke, also from Lower Schoolroom. Alfie's working towards his grade 3 in acting, and he is playing the Two of Diamonds from Card Play by David Foxton. In this scene, the Two of Diamonds and the Six of Diamonds are both cards in an ongoing card game. They've been arguing with each other when the Six of Diamonds just leaves, leaving the Two of Diamonds still shouting after him. Okay, so this is Alfie Hodgson-Clarke, the Two of Diamonds.
Oh yes! I'd do that! I reckon your head needs seeing too. From the inside! Did you hear that? You two's all the same. Well, of course we are. What else are we supposed to be? You sixes are all the same too. And the sevens. It's obvious, isn't it? Listen, I'll let you in on a secret. I'm not the only two on our side. No, there's two of us. Look. It's on the paper, on the team sheet. Just have a look. Under the hearts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2. The Two of Hearts. But the manager, he doesn't like me. Whenever somebody has to be left out, it's always me. Get rid of the Two of Diamonds, he says. Never the Two of Hearts. Oh no, I reckon he fancies her. Oh, Jack Smart, our manager. He always picks her. I wouldn't trust him an inch. Sly he is. We have a strong hand, Smart said earlier today. Ha! How can it be? With the Two of Hearts in it, and leaving me out. Hello, boss. What happened, boss? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I say one of my best cards? She's a 2, just like me. It's awful, rotten, and unjust. After that, I'll never play. Even if he got down on his bended knees and begged me. Never. Never in a month of Sundays. Never in a year of half-day closings. So you can keep your team. Keep them. I don't want any part of it. You can... What did he say? Yo! Here I come. Watch out for the whiskers.
Thank you so much, Alfie, for another really lively and brilliant performance. So we're moving back to music now, and we've got another Lower Schoolroom making his debut. We've got Austin Gledel playing the cello, who's doing Saltus Hungaricus, which, by its very sound of nature, is an anonymous Hungarian piece. Again, so if you've enjoyed the music tonight, please do have a look at the music that's available on our channel. And also a quick reminder that later on tomorrow we've got our morning meeting, and our final morning meeting just after 11 o'clock will be live streamed. You've been sent the link, so do have a look at the email from me last Friday, and if you wish to join us as we say goodbye to our students at the end of the year, please do so. So I think we're about ready. So this is Austin Gledel with Saltus Hungaricus. Oh, I've been told he's not quite ready, so I will tell you a little bit about something else that's come on. So if you want to have a look at the highlights of what all the extracurricular our students have been doing this year, do have a look at the Boodham Chimes celebration evening that was broadcast last Monday. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but Austin's about ready, so we'll cross over to Austin. So it's often said that many of our students are very talented and multi-talented, and thank you very much for Austin for that one. And next we have Eliana, who we saw on the stage with drama earlier on, now doing some music. So, Eliana is going to be singing A Green Field by Michael Head, and this is based on a poem by Christina Rossetti. The music is by Michael Head, who was a British composer, pianist and organist. So, as I was saying just before Austin, the Booth and Chine celebration evening was broadcast last Monday, this time last week, and that also, as well as seeing everyone who won their awards this year, you can see some of the highlights, including what we did in last summer, what we did during the lockdown, and a little bit of snippet of this showcase. So Eliana is ready. This is Eliana Roberts with A Green Field by Michael Head. Absolutely beautiful, and thank you so much, Eliana. We're going back to drama now, and it's Ruby Salter from Upper Schoolroom, who many of you will have seen a starring role in the West End Showcase 2 weeks ago. Ruby's been working towards her gratified acting, and in this scene from Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion, she plays Eliza Doolittle. Professor Higgins, Colonel Pickering, and Eliza have returned home from a night of partying. It seems that Professor Higgins has won a bet to transform Eliza from flower girl into duchess. Both men are discussing the evening. They have neither acknowledged nor congratulated Eliza and are now bored with the project. So here is Ruby Salter.
There are your slippers. And there. Take your slippers and may you never have a day's luck with them. Nothing wrong with you. I've won your bet for you, haven't I? That's enough for you. I don't matter, I suppose. I'd like to smash your face. I'd like to kill you, you selfish brute. Why didn't you leave me where you picked me out of in the gutter? You thank God it's all over. And now you can throw me back again there, do you? Oh! What's to become of me? What's to become of me? You don't care. I know you don't care. You wouldn't care if I was dead. I'm nothing to you. Not so much as them slippers. Those slippers. I didn't think it made any difference now. No,
No, no. Thank you. No. Nothing more for you to worry about. Oh, God. I wish I was dead. I don't understand. I'm too ignorant. I heard your prayers. Thank God. It's all over. What am I fit for? What have you left me fit for? Where am I to go? What am I to do? We were above all that at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you've made a lady of me. I'm not fit to sell anything else. Before you go, sir, do my clothes belong to me or to Colonel Pickering? He might want them for the next guy you pick up to experiment on. I don't want to hear anything more about that. All I want to know is if anything belongs to me. My own clothes were burnt. Please, will you tell me what I may take away with me? I don't want to be accused of stealing. I'm sorry. I'm only a common, ignorant little girl. In my station, I have to be careful. There can't be any feelings between the like of you and the like of me. Please, will you tell me what belongs to me and what doesn't? Will you take these to a room and keep them safe? I don't want to run the risk of their being missing. This ring isn't the jeweller's. It's the one you bought me in Brighton. I don't want it now. Oh! I'm glad. I've gotten this on my own back. Anyhow. You better leave a note for Mrs. Pearce about the coffee, for she will not be told by me.
Thank you very much to Ruby for that great performance. In case you're wondering, my little studio here is just off the side of the stage, exactly where Ruby's slippers went flying off and were almost knocking my lectern over. We're going back to some music now, and we're going to be hearing Rachel Zhang on the piano. She'll be playing Beethoven's Sonata in G, opus 79, by the first movement. This piano sonata in F sharp and G were commissioned by Clementi on his visit to Vienna in 1807 and were composed in 1809. So I think Rachel is just about ready, so we'll cross over to Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. A really beautiful piece and very, very well played. Next, we're going to be hearing from Lily Latham from Upper Schoolroom, who'll be playing the saxophone and Take 5 by Paul Desmond. Take 5 is a jazz standard composed by the saxophonist Paul Desmond, originally recorded by the Dave Brubeck Quartet for their album Time Out. And this one has become quite a surprise hit, and it was one of the biggest selling jazz singles ever and was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1996. Over to Lily. One of my particular favourites there, so thank you very much, Lily. And the heat in here, you could almost believe that you're in an American jazz bar. So next we are going on to Megan Brown, who will be singing Loyal, Brave and True. Megan's from middle school, and this piece was from the recent 2020 Mulan live action remake. If you've been enjoying the concert tonight, then why not make sure that you click like below so that we can get some positive feedback from you. And don't forget you can also subscribe to Bootham's YouTube channel. So we will now cross over to Megan.
The
Thank you so much, Megan. We're now going to hear some more from our drama students. And this time it's Lois Vora, who many of you will have seen both in the showcase and the Leavers concert on Friday. Lois is working towards her grade 8 acting, and in this scene she plays Pip from Things I Know to Be True by Andrew Bovell. This play explores the complex relationships within the Price family. Pip, the eldest daughter, has recently left her husband, children and family home to take up a job in Vancouver, Canada. In this scene, she's writing a letter to her mother back in Australia, explaining her reasons for leaving. Pip's relationship with her mother has always been difficult, and there is still much tension between them.
Dear Mum, it's cold in Vancouver, but I like where I'm living. That's a reference to a Leonard Cohen song, except he was talking about New York. But you know that, don't you? Famous Blue Raincoat. You used to play it over and over. It's 4 in the morning. The end of December. I'm writing you now just to see if you're better. New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening. I was on Skype with Katie the other day, and I found myself thinking that she was a little plump. I'm wishing that her face was not quite so round and that her hair didn't fall quite so straight from her head. Is this what we do to our daughters? Praise them? Or we secretly think they're not good enough? The moment they start to become women, the first shedding of blood. Do you remember how early I was? The first sign of a developing breast, is this when we start to worry that they're not pretty enough? Or smart enough? Is this when we start to worry that they're never going to find someone? Or be someone? Is this what we do? Maybe it's better that the girls are brought up by their father, who looks at them and only sees the best. Like Dad. That's what Dad sees when he looks at me. I wish you could too. Only once did I see you let yourself go. You thought you were alone in the back garden, leaning against the old gum tree, howling and howling and bashing your head against the trunk. Why were you crying that day, Mum? I'm sorry I never asked you. Why didn't we have those conversations? I think that maybe we were too busy hiding from each other the things that really mattered. I met him at an education conference here in Vancouver on that first trip. I didn't see it coming. Do you ever see it coming? So yes, your accusation of another man was right. Are you ever wrong, Mum? I was ready. For him, for love, someone who reminded me of what really mattered. He's married, of course. You knew that too. To a wife who is good and fine and right and beautiful, but I don't care. Because I feel loved by him like I have never felt loved by Steve. My good, sweet husband who has done nothing but care for me and the children, but who does not look much further in life than the end of his own driveway. I didn't want to be this woman, Mum, but I can't leave. I won't. Thanks for taking the trouble from her eyes. Do you remember that line of the song? Well, that's what this man has done for me. My love. Pip.
Another very moving and stunning performance there from Lois. Again, you can catch Lois in the Leavers concert that was performed last Friday. We're now going back over to some music, and we're going to be having Taiwan Bias, who's going to be playing a flute piece called Sea Echo by Sally Adams. Now, Sally has played in a variety of ensembles and very interested in improvisation, pop and world music. So, we're about ready, so I'll pass over to Taiwan, who will be playing Sea Echo. A beautiful and haunting melody there from Taiwan. Taiwan, again, we were able to see in the showcase doing a stunning turn in School of Rock. Next, we're moving on to Leon Swang, who is playing the piano and playing O Porlichinolo by Villa-Lobos. So Villa-Lobos was a Brazilian composer who composed over 2,000 pieces during his life and was described as the single most significant creative figure in 20th century Brazilian art music. So we'll pass you now over to Leon. Wow, thank you, Leon, for that wonderful piece. We're moving over now to some drama. So we've got Eliza Loftus from middle school, and she'll be working towards her grade 4 acting. In this scene, she's playing Tara from Journey to X by Nancy Harris. Tara has just jumped off a bus in a hurry with her friend Sarah. She's out of breath, and they are joined their other friends Penny and Louise, and she's telling them about her bus journey and how she almost stole money from a lady's bag.
Does anyone have any water? No, it wasn't. Shut up. Her bag was open. Her bag was open. We were sitting on the bus, all right? As normal, just chat about the credit card and whether my mum would notice if we used hers, or whether she'd think it was my brother again. And she lets him off with everything, because, you know, she's scared. He'll try and, you know, again if she says a word. And we're saying that even if we could use a card, and even if we had that sorted, there's still the matter of the hostel and the bus into London and the 535. And we're just talking about that and what we're going to do when I looked over and saw sitting opposite, and she's reading a book. It wasn't the Bible, it was a Marian Keyes, but she was reading it, totally involved. Yeah, she was clearly a bit weird, because I saw that she'd left her bag open, wide open, and all her stuff was falling out of it. Tissues and mints. Shut up! And a purse was just lying there, and in the middle of it, there was this big wedge of cash, just there, just out in the open, like anyone could have, you know. There was a load of it. She must have been to the bank or something, and I didn't plan it. Like I didn't really think about it even. I reached over and put my hand inside her bag, like really, really quietly, and no one was noticing, and I had my fingers around some of the notes, and everything was totally fine. Yet she just grabs my hand out of nowhere, and I tried to pull away, but I had the money and I couldn't get her off. And the bus had stopped and the doors were open, but because she was screaming so much, the driver was trying to close them. And push ourselves through, and right up to the last second, she was clinging onto my hand, trying to pull out the money. I didn't push her, I just gave her a little shove. And by that time, the bus had stopped abruptly, and the driver was out shouting something after us. But I didn't look back, because if I looked back, I would have panicked. So we just legged it and legged it. But the woman kept screaming and screaming. So we just kept running and running and running until we got here.
Thank you so much to Eliza. We're going back to some music now, and we're going to be hearing from our flute ensemble, the junior flutes. So we will be hearing Octavia Carmichael, Eliana Roberts, and Tamon Bias, and they will be playing two pieces of music for your delight. We've got the Radetzky March and the Allegro by Mozart. The first march is by Strauss and was dedicated to Field Marshal Joseph Radetzky. It was first performed in 1848 in Vienna and soon became a popular regimented marching song. Although actually it is thought to be more of a celebratory march rather than martial. The next piece that they'll be playing is then a piece of Mozart, and that one is arranged by James Power. So I'll hand you over to our junior flutes. Thank you so much to our junior flutes. I'm sure we'll be hearing much more from them over the years to come. We're now going over back to some drama, and it's Emmy Air from College 1 who is working towards her grade 7 in acting. She's playing Lisa from Pink Mist by Owen Shears. Pink Mist is a verse drama about 3 young soldiers deployed to fight in Afghanistan. Within a short space of time, they return home to the women in their lives. Lisa is Durant's young wife, the mother of their child Tom. In this scene, she recounts what happened to him in Afghanistan and describes some of the consequences for this and her son.
When I saw him again, it wasn't just his body what had changed. It was Geraint, all of him, like something up there had made him whole. So yeah, the army made him, but then they broke him too, didn't they? And who had to pick up the pieces then? Not all the king's horses, I can tell you, or all the king's men. It was like suddenly I had 2 kids, not one, Geraint, as well as Tom, falling asleep on his meds middle of the day, not talking the next minute, having it all to say, howling, crying, throwing tantrums, waking in the middle of the night, pissing the bed. They both did that, only Tom never hit me when I tried to hold him like Geraint did, or stared into my eyes soaked with sweat, looking at something countries away. Tom didn't have the last year of his life flashing like a trailer across his mind all day, or a habit of letting fags burn to the knuckle, then blister his skin. He didn't have this look that said, I'll never let you in. And he didn't have a father either, or at least not the one who went away. No, he had Geraint instead. Drinking, popping pills, his face tense with pain. A man who used to be his dad, but now just there, broken by war into a boy again. I swear, if I could meet that pilot now, what I'd do to him. A bit of his own bloody medicine, and I'd have the right to, I reckon. Because that night, he didn't just take the lives of Big Ash, Steve-O, Lee, and Tim. No, he took Geraint's too, and mine, and Tom's. And that's why I do it, not for my sake or for Geraint's, but for my sons. They used to call it friendly fire, but not anymore. Too close to the bone, so no. It's blue on blue now. That's the words they used to describe what happened that night. Blue on blue, blue on blue, blue on blue. However much I say them though, they don't. Friendly fire, that's the one still makes more sense to me. Being hurt by those on your side, those meant to protect you, those meant to love you. Yeah, that I recognise. The drink, the shouting, the lies, the hand on my throat while I slept, the reaching in panic for the bedside light, the boy you married, lying by your side, but somewhere else, shrinking out of sight. Let them have it! That's what the Apache pilot said. American called in for support, thought he'd found a nest of Taliban. And he almost did, if he hadn't been off course. He had authorization. Yeah, the inquiry told us that too. And once he did, he opened up, blue on blue, chain gun, 2 hellfires, zoom, zoom, 4 hydropods, zoom, 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 turning his dark screen white as his nose-mounted sensor traced the bodies running into the night. Big Ash, Steve-O, Lee, Tim, and you, my love, and you. Friendly, friendly fire, blue on blue. Pink mist, that's what they call it. When one of your mates hasn't just bought it, but goes in a flash from being there to not. A direct hit, an IED, an RPG stuck in the gut. However it happens, you open your eyes and that's all they are. A fine spray of pink, a delicate mist, as if some genie has granted a wish. There, and then not. A dirty trick you pray isn't true. White heat, code red, pink mist, blue on blue on blue.
Thank you, Emmy, for that moving and thought-provoking piece, probably made all the more dramatic by sitting here in the hall with our peace testimony on the wall. We're moving on now to back to some music, and we're going to be hearing from Mikey Adams from Upper Schoolroom. Mike Adams will be playing trumpet, and he's playing a piece by Andrew Wilson called The Last One Tonight. And again, don't forget, if you're enjoying this concert, please do give us a like so that we can give some feedback to our students. And we hope that you'll watch many more of our concerts that are available on YouTube. So I think by the looks of it that Mikey is just about ready. So I'll hand over to Mikey, The Last One Tonight by Andrew Wilson. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Mikey. Next, we'll be hearing Joe Murphy on the oboe, who will be playing Romance No. 3 by Schumann. This piece, Drei Romanzen, is a composition by Robert Schumann and his only composition for oboe. Of the works performed of the three short pieces, and it was written during what was speculated to be one of Schumann's manic episodes. So, this is Joe Murphy on the oboe playing Romance No. 3 by Schumann. Thank you, Joe, for a beautiful performance. And we're back to drama again now, and we've got Ben Brown from College 1. Ben is working towards his grade 8 acting, and he's playing Hotspur from Shakespeare's King Henry IV, Part 1. Having just returned from fighting against the Scots for the king, Hotspur defends himself against the king's accusations that he has failed to hand over his prisoners so that the kings can ransom them. When the king then accuses Hotspur's brother-in-law, Edward Mortimer, of treachery, Hotspur feels honour bound to defend him also. So over to Ben.
My liege, I did deny no prisoners. But I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil, breathless and faint, leaning upon my sword. Came there a certain lord, neat and trimly dressed, fresh as a bridegroom, and his chin, new reaped, showed like stubble land at harvest home. He was perfumed like a milliner, and twixt his finger and his thumb he held a pouncet box, which ever and anon he gave his nose and tucked away again, who therewith angry when it next came there, took it in snuff. And still he smiled and talked, and as the soldiers bore dead bodies by, he called them untaught knaves, unmanly, to bring a solemnly unhandsome corpse betwixt the wind and his nobility. With many holiday and lady terms, he questioned me, amongst the rest demanded my prisoners in your majesty's behalf. Well, I then, all smarting with my wounds being cold to be so pestered with a popinjay, out of my grief and my impatience, answered neglectingly, I know not what he should or he should not, for he made me mad to see him shine so brisk and smell so sweet and talk so like a waiting gentleman of guns and drums and wounds. God save the mark, and telling me that the sovereignest thing on earth was palmatity for an inward bruise. And it was a great pity, so it was, that this villainous saltpeter should be digged out of the bowels of the harmless earth, which many a good tall fellow hath destroyed so cowardly. And if it had not been for these vile guns, he would have himself been a soldier. Revolted Mortimer. Revolted Mortimer. He never did fall off, my sovereign liege, but by the chance of war. To prove that true needs no more but one tongue for all those wounds, those mouthed wounds, which valiantly he took when on the gentle Severn sedgy bank, in single opposition, hand to hand. He did confound the best part of an hour in changing hardiment with great Glendower. 3 times they breathed, and 3 times did they drink, upon agreement of swift Severn's flood, who then, affrighted with their bloody looks, ran fearfully among the trembling reeds and hid its crisp head in the hollow bank, blood-stained by these valiant combatants. Never did bear and rotten policy colour, nor her workings with such deadly wounds, nor could the noble Mortimer receive so many and all willingly. Then let not him be slandered with revolt. Speak of Mortimer, zounds, I will speak of him, and let my soul want mercy if I do not join with him.
Thank you, Ben, for absolutely superb performance. We're back now with someone you heard earlier, that you heard him before on the cello. This is Austin Gledel, but this time he will be playing the piano. He'll be playing a piece called Film Noir by Mike Cornick. Now, again, if you've been enjoying these performances, please do have a look on our YouTube channel and see what other performances are available. So I think Austin is just about getting himself ready. So I'll hand you over to Austin playing Film Noir. Another wonderful piece of jazz there. Thank you very much, Austin. We're going to be hearing from Isaac again now. We heard Isaac earlier on in a duet, and this time he'll be playing solo guitar, playing a rondo by Giuliani. Giuliani was an Italian guitarist, cellist, singer and composer, and was a leading guitar virtuoso of the early 19th century. So while we're just getting him set up on the stage, note that all of our tonight's performances have been rehearsed and set up in COVID-secure way. So while, again, like Lever's concert, while you can see us being serene and calm on screen, behind the scenes, it is a veritable frenzy of making sure that everyone is in their right bubble, in their right place at the right time. So I think Isaac is just about ready. So we'll cross over to Isaac playing rondo. Thank you very much to Isa. We're now moving on to another one of our Lambda performances. And as you've seen tonight, we've had Lambda actors, we've also had spoken verse and prose, and tonight's our next performance will be someone who is studying towards their public speaking grades. If you're interested in any of the different aspects of Lambda, please do get in touch with Simon Benson. But next we have Naman Patel, who's working towards his grade 4 in public speaking. The subject of his speech is the environment, and in it he urges us to act now before it is too late.
COVID-19. Over the past 15 months, we have seen incredibly high death tolls. People losing their loved ones, and governments falling apart. COVID-19 is certainly a huge threat, but it's overshadowing an even bigger one. Something that will have a longer lasting impact and that could wipe out all of humanity forever. Climate change. I'm here to talk about what we can all do to minimize the impact of climate change in the future, and how you can be the key. Air pollution on an annual basis causes more deaths than all of the most dangerous cancers combined. To expand on this point, 1 in 8 children in the world will develop a respiratory illness because of air pollution. You have the power to save lives. 1 billion tons of carbon dioxide could be stopped from entering our environment if all fleet vehicles switch to all electric over the next 15 years. This is possible if you all write to your MPs demanding change. Friends of the Earth were able to secure a climate change bill by lobbying to MPs across Britain. There's no reason why you can't. 75% of the world's greenhouse gases comes from the transportation sector. For every 4 litres of petrol a car uses, around 11 kilograms of carbon dioxide is produced. You have the power to reduce, you have the power to make a change. Just by buying locally sourced products, you can reduce your carbon footprint. Single-use plastics, a type of plastic primarily made from fossil fuel-based chemicals, known as petrochemicals, and are meant to be disposed of right after use. But instead of investing in quality lasting goods, we often buy cheaper plastic goods that leave an immeasurable carbon footprint. You have the power to reduce your single-use plastic usage just by buying higher quality, durable and longer lasting items. You can make a difference. The time to act is now, because we cannot leave this to the politicians. They are clearly not dealing with it. It's up to us as individuals to make small changes in our daily lives that together can add up and have a huge positive impact on the environment. So, write to your MP, demand change, and buy local. It all makes a difference when we do it together. Because, remember, together starts with individuals like you and me.
Thank you so much, Naman. And if public speaking is something that you're interested in, please do get in touch with Simon and see if we can fit you in next year. We're moving on back to some music now, and we're going to be hearing a flute and guitar duo. We've got Ellie Cairns and Maya Lindridge. They'll be playing the Passaggio by Einaudi, which is arranged by our very own Hannah Fian. Born in Turin, the composer's grandfather was the president of Italy and now is apparently one of the most requested composers on Classic FM. So if you have liked this piece tonight, you know what to be requesting next time you are doing your phone-in. So I think we are just about ready. So we'll hand over to Ellie and Maya. Thank you very much, and thank you also for the comments that you've been leaving on YouTube and also the likes that you've been giving us. Next, we're hearing from another of our dramatists. We're going to be hearing from Freddie Hewitt from Lois Senior, and he's working towards his grade 5 in speaking, verse and prose. This prose extract comes from Isaac Asimov's Foundation. The Foundation is an organisation aiming to create a complete encyclopedia of all human knowledge. But the planet is in danger. Powers from neighbouring solar systems are threatening war. The Foundation knows it has to tread carefully. Its board members are gathered now for the occasion of the opening of the vault. No one knows what's in the vault, except that it contains a message from the Foundation's founder, Harry Seldon. I'll pass you over to Freddie.
Foundation by Isaac Asimov. The vault was furnished with considerably more than 6 chairs, as though a larger company had been expected. Hardin noted that thoughtfully and seated himself wearily in a corner, just as far from the other 5 as possible. The board members did not seem to object to this arrangement. They spoke among themselves in whispers, which fell off into sibilant monosyllables, and then into nothing at all. Of them all, only George Vora seemed even reasonably calm. He had produced a watch and was staring at it somberly. Hardin glanced at his own watch, and then at the glass cubicle, absolutely empty, that dominated half the room. It was the only unusual feature of the room, for aside from that, there was no indication that somewhere a speck of radium was wasting away towards the precise moment when a tumbler would fall, a connection be made, and the lights went dim. They didn't go out, but merely yellowed and sank with a suddenness that made Hardin jump. He had lifted his eyes to the ceiling lights in startled fashion, and when he brought them down again, the glass cubicle was no longer empty. A figure occupied it. A figure in a wheelchair. It said nothing for a few moments, but it closed the book upon its lap and fingered it idly. And then it smiled, and the face seemed all alive. It said, "I am Harry Seldon." The voice was old and soft. Hardin almost rose to acknowledge the introduction, but stopped himself in the act. The voice continued conversationally. "As you can see, I am confined to this chair and cannot rise to greet you. Your grandparents left a few months back in my time, and since then I have suffered a rather inconvenient paralysis. I can't see you, you know, so I can't greet you properly. I don't even know how many of you there are. So this all must be conducted informally. If any of you are standing, please sit down. And if you would care to smoke," there was a light chuckle, "I wouldn't mind. Why should I? I'm not really here."
Thank you so much to Freddie. And we're coming to our final performance of the night now, and we'll be having the Junior Percussion Ensemble, who will be playing the taiko drums by Kevin Mixon. It's been really great this afternoon, this evening, to have so many of our junior performers. Our junior performers don't always get the chance to perform live in the concert, and particularly this year, where we've not been able to have our usual wide range of recital rooms, buffet concerts, and everything else that makes performing at Bootham so special. So it's been so great that you've been able to join us this evening, even if you're joining us virtually, to hear our junior performers play, and also our excellent dramatists. After this piece, I'll come back and we'll have quite a few of the thank yous and we'll get a chance to thank them all. But do keep your comments coming in, keep your lights coming in. We'll make sure that your comments are passed on to all the performers this evening. So as you can imagine, with the Junior Percussion Ensemble, we're just having to spend a little bit of time making sure that we can get some percussion onto the stage. So just a reminder about tomorrow, for those of you who will have to get up to get people in, it is Expeditions Day. So Expeditions Day, if you are coming on one of our expeditions, you do need to have had a lateral flow test, and then you will have had an email from me today with the details of what time you need to be in school. On Wednesday, we have our final meeting, and so registration for students is at 9:40, followed then by some tutor time, and then morning meeting will start shortly after 11. Again, you've been sent the link. If you wish to join us for our final morning meeting, you're more than welcome to join a live stream from the hall, where we'll be saying goodbye to some members of staff and also to some of our students. Okay, I think we're just about ready, so I'll hand you over final time to the Junior Percussion Ensemble. They are Tom Watts, Joshua Cooper and Sophie Smith. What a truly amazing and vibrant way to finish tonight's programme. So it all leads me to say some thank yous. First of all, to all the music staff, to Paul, to the Perrys, to everyone who's prepared our students so brilliantly for tonight and for all the music that we've been doing throughout the year. To Simon and to the drama department for everyone who's prepared our Lambda students. And also to all the team at Bootham who've helped enrichment through this year. It's been a really, really difficult year to do enrichment, but we've managed it and it's been absolutely great. I also wish to thank Luke and our technical team for managing to put this concert on and for beaming it into your own homes tonight. And lastly, I want to thank all the students who have performed tonight, whether they've been performing in music or in drama, and I know that you'll be giving them a round of applause in your own homes. Finally, thank you to you for watching and for joining us this evening. I hope you've had a lovely evening. Goodbye and have a lovely summer holiday.